Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So there have been reports coming out lately that are bashing on China, saying China is stockpiling food, making it seem like this is some nefarious, malevolent action on the part of China. As if they're snatching up all of the global food supplies or stealing food from people, and they're not stealing anything, they're buying it. All right, so let me show you this chart that has been going around from Nikkei Asia. No, there we go. All right, so here we are, and I want you to take a look at this and look at it over years. Okay, yes, China in the last 2 years has kind of increased slightly. It's not that major an increase, really. But look at this, the dark blue line is corn. And so, yeah, they've significantly, since 2011, they've significantly increased their import of corn. To me, that probably indicates either a change in their diet or corn is a major food stock for livestock, for pork, for chicken. So, they had a problem with their pork supply for a while, and now they seem to be coming through that. So they probably need more food anyway for that. And yet rice has gone down. So I'm guessing their own rice crops have recovered because they had a problem. Anyway, let me get through this. All right, so they've increased their wheat and increased their soybeans. Soybeans are a major part of the Chinese diet, and it's very versatile. It can be used for a lot of different things. So soybeans are not a big surprise there. But, okay, I reported on this channel a couple of years ago and this past year that China has had problems, like many other countries, with different things related to, climate change. They've had a locust plague. They've had 2 years ago, they have 3 rice crops a year, and all 3 of those rice crops were destroyed by weather events. Their corn, they have regions where they grow corn, where they grow wheat, and those crops have been damaged and reduced by events related to climate change. The thing to understand is that China has got a strategic food reserve, whereas the United States has a strategic petroleum reserve. China also has a strategic petroleum reserve, but they have a strategic food reserve. So if the global food chain is disrupted, which could happen because of political and economic conflict, they can't trust the United States to enact a food embargo, which the United States has been known to do before. A food embargo This is something that the United States did to Russia back in the 1980s. So they're considering the relationship between China and the United States and our sway that we hold over other countries. Yeah, I imagine that China is taking some precautionary steps. But the thing is, if the food supply, the food chain temporarily collapses, which has all pretty strongly happened in the past year globally, right? Then China wants to be able to know that their citizens are not going to starve to death. They have a population of 1.4 billion, which is over 4 times the population of the United States. So I don't have a problem with the fact that China is planning ahead and stockpiling food. And you shouldn't have a problem with this either. What you should have a problem with is that we are seeing the worst inflation in 40 years in this country, and yet the capitalists are selling the food to send to China, just as we are seeing massive inflation regarding energy, and yet our country is sending 14 tankers of liquefied natural gas to Europe. And another indication of how much the U.S. can be trusted, there was a tanker of oil that was destined for China, and they diverted that oil tanker to Europe. This is something that highly affects China politically, socially, because this is a matter of honor. Because this tanker of oil was contracted to be delivered to China, and it got diverted over to Europe. Now, I have no idea. It could have happened with agreement from China, but I have not seen any indication that that is the case. So that is a breaking of honor, which China does not respond well to, and it is a sign that the United States cannot be trusted. But China and Russia and Venezuela and Iran have all come out and said very clearly that the United States government cannot be trusted. You and I know this. We know that our government cannot be trusted. American citizens cannot trust the U.S. government. Native Americans definitely know the U.S. government cannot be trusted. If the people in this country cannot trust our government, then why should China trust us? So yeah, if they're stockpiling food, I fully understand it. This is not nefarious. This is reasonable. Questions you should be asking is, why are we not stockpiling food? Why is our government not building up a strategic food reserve to feed the people of this country, not just the military and the government, but the people people of this country. In 2020, we saw millions, tens of millions of Americans in line for food banks. We're still seeing millions and millions of Americans in line for food banks. Tens of thousands of U.S. service members rely on food stamps and food banks to survive. And we're sending food to China. We're selling food to China. We're sending our natural gas to Europe. The UN, AFO, Agricultural Food Organization, I think, has said that food prices globally have increased in 2021 by 30%. 30%. So, China stockpiling food, it's not a new thing. It is not malevolent. It is not nefarious. It is not some act of war. Sanctions on other countries are acts of war. Stockpiling food is not an act of war. If we're worried about this, then why is our government allowing capitalists to export our food when we've had mega droughts and weather events that and freezing that have destroyed major crops, and we have food inflation and food insecurity across this country? Why is our government allowing capitalists to make money by selling the food and the fuel to other countries? That's what you should be upset about. You don't be upset about China buying it. The fact is, if China wasn't buying it, then it would still be exported and sold to other countries. China just happens to be this buyer of food. So, who do you think is more likely to help other countries that are starving, U.S. or China? Chances are China would be far more likely, just as they have sent millions of doses of vaccines to other countries. They have helped Venezuela when Venezuela was suffering. They've helped Cuba. You know, they have helped Iran. They keep helping countries. Russia keeps helping countries. Us, we send weapons. That's it. We send weapons. Anyway, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel, and I will catch you in the next video.